Kathleen Kennedy ready to retire but is waiting for a win according to entertainment analysts. Kathleen Kennedy apparently has something in common with much of the Star Wars fan base. She wants Kathleen Kennedy to leave Lucasfilm. But according to the film threats Chris Gore, she's only willing to walk out the door under one condition. Namely, she wants to leave on the heels of a massive critical and commercial success. That's something Lucasfilm has not experienced in quite some time, probably since Mandalorian Season 2, or yeah, that's probably really it. I mean, they've had some decent things since then, but nothing crazy like commercially successful, maybe Andor. Since Disney's initial acquisition of Lucasfilm in 2012, the company has been under the direction of film industry veteran Kathleen Kennedy. Back then, the longtime George Lucas and Steven Spielberg associate promised George she would take care of his life's work. She has done anything but. Under Kennedy, the Star Wars franchise has gone from the most evergreen IP of all time to a sour note punching bag for YouTubers and streamers the world over. Kennedy presided over the deeply unpopular Star Wars sequel trilogy, which saw the deconstruction and eventual death of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker while pushing a younger and more diverse cast. She also oversaw Solo, a Star Wars story which holds the distinction of being the first ever Star Wars film to lose money at the box office. And I remember when that came out, and I did not go to the theaters to watch it. I did end up watching it when it came out on streaming, but I actually didn't hate it when it came out, but it needed more attention. They had like little to no marketing for it, and they basically destroyed that movie before it came out. When you couple that with the critical and commercial failures on Disney Plus like The Acolyte, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and The Book of Boba Fett, it becomes clear that under Kennedy's supervision, Star Wars has fallen a long way from the powerhouse sci-fi franchise it once was. With every failed project and announcement that never ultimately sees the light of day, fans around the world ask a series of unifying questions. When will Kathleen Kennedy leave Star Wars? When will Disney fire Kathleen Kennedy? How does Kathleen Kennedy still have a job? According to film threats Chris Gore on a recent episode of The Pro Show with WDW Pro, Kathleen Kennedy actually wants to leave Lucasfilm, but only under very specific circumstances. We've been hearing lately that Kathleen Kennedy is not very hands-on with Star Wars at this point. Hollywood scooper WDW Pro said to Chris Gore on a recent episode of his livestream YouTube show, "Are you hearing anything similar that she may be operating in title only, at least for now?" Gordon confirmed that he was hearing similar rumblings before dropping a bit more information. "She wants to retire and leave," Gore said, "but she wants to do that on a win, which they haven't really had in a very long time." It could have been the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but yeah, they did not do justice, huh? Gore went on to say that in order to leave, Kathleen Kennedy wants a huge success that she can ride into retirement. This could be a smash hit television show or a major box office story victory with a theatrical release. In other words, she wants to go out on a high note like George Costanza on Seinfeld. And I think that's something they could have done if they really paid attention to what the fans really, really want and love about Star Wars, and that's the actual, the storytelling, the good writing that we've had in the past. And they've had opportunities to do it now, but they just still haven't. They've missed completely, especially with The Acolyte. I mean, if that's just the show that she thought she was going out on, I mean, I don't know what she was thinking there. She's waiting to go out on a big win, and she hasn't had one, Gore said. It stands to reason that Kennedy would want to retire. She's 71 years old and has enjoyed a long and highly lucrative career in Hollywood. However, if recent projects are indicative of what the studio under her leadership is capable of, then we might be stuck with Kathleen Kennedy for a very long time. The Acolyte, for example, had an atrocious showing on Disney Plus, with audience scores on Rotten Tomatoes falling as low as 13% during the show's initial run. It sits at 17% as of this writing. The Acolyte also vanished from the Nielsen Top 10 streaming shows after just 4 episodes. And I actually did a video on the season finale of that show not making the Nielsen Top 10 streaming shows. And it kind of blows my mind for the budget that they had, that they were not able to, any amount of money does not replace bad writing. That Park Place editor-in-chief, John F. Trent, also pointed out that the Leslie Headland-led live-action series lost 75% of the Star Wars audience that tuned in for the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian. That's insane. Talk about, and they've already done this before, we all love the prequels, and then probably a lot of the big audience of that has fallen through as Disney has continued to make their own shows. Now people that even love The Mandalorian are dropping out of watching these shows even, so it's crazy. We were trying to ride with Disney Lucasfilm Star Wars for a minute, especially with the release of Mando Season 1 and 2, but they just dropped the bomb. Kennedy has also announced a plethora of Star Wars projects that never saw the light of day. This includes a trilogy by Last Jedi director Rian Johnson, Think everything that we did not get that. A Rogue Squadron movie by Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins. That could have been pretty cool. A film by Marvel studio head Kevin Feige, and a film by Game of Thrones showrunners David Benioff and Dan Weiss. Sorry if I'm getting any of those names wrong. I don't know why we didn't get the last three of those movies, the Patty Jenkins one, the Kevin Feige one, and the Game of Thrones one. It blows my mind that we could have got great writing, and instead we got The Acolyte. With Kennedy's current Lucasfilm contract reportedly set to expire in October, it will be interesting to see if Disney renews her or if Lucasfilm might be searching for a new studio head. What do you think? Will Kennedy stick around until she gets the long-awaited big win, or will Disney force her to move on come October? Well, I think we can all basically, it's been proven Disney will not probably force her to move. And the big question here is who's going to take her spot? Is it going to be Dave Filoni? Probably not. It's probably going to be someone, that's very much the same as Kathleen Kennedy. She's going to want someone that's thinks like her to replace her. I wouldn't even be surprised if like a Leslie Headland just takes over the whole thing. I actually wouldn't really be surprised with that, but it's going to be someone very similar to Kathleen Kennedy in my opinion. I don't think they'd change it up crazy, even though I really believe that they should. But we'll see. I think it's a little crazy she wants to go out on a win, and we can't seem to get any with Star Wars recently. So I guess we'll see. I hope that means that they're digging deep to try to come up with something awesome. I think Skeleton Crew is going to be good, and I think the next big win is going to be the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out in 2026. So hopefully she's looking forward to that, because I am as well. But yeah, getting her out of Disney Lucasfilm doesn't probably change too much. I'm just being honest with you guys. We're probably going to get someone very similar. But let me know what you guys think about this. In general, I think it's a little crazy to want to go out on a commercial success when you haven't been able to produce one in a very long time. But yeah, that's really it for me in this article. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're almost about 1,000 subscribers, and we're making our way slowly but surely. See you guys in the next one. Have a great day. May the Force be with you.